Today we're taking a look at the NFL matches, which are happening on Friday, August 27, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Indianapolis Colts vs Detroit Lions. After losing the first game of the preseason against the Buffalo Bills by a point, the Lions were defeated by the Pittsburgh Steelers 26-20. In the last game, David Blough and Tim Boyle were the players who played under center. David Blough completed 12 of his 17 passes for 143 yards and a touchdown. The Colts are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games. The Lions are 5-11 against the spread in their last 16 games on field turf. The road team is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings played between the Colts and Lions. The over is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings played between the two teams. Blough also had 2 carries for 26 yards. Running back Craig Reynolds had 5 carries for 29 yards. In this game, the Lions are going to need the offense to get going. My betting advice for that game is to pick under. Pittsburgh Steelers vs Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are 0-2 on the preseason, and they did not put up much resistance last week in a 23 loss to the Ravens. Sam Darnold saw little action, playing only 1 series and going 1 for 2 for 16 yards. His backup, Will Grier, was 11 for 14 for 144 yards. Rookie running back Chuba Hubbard rushed for 24 yards and caught 2 passes for 29 yards. Rookie wide receiver Terrace Marshall caught 3 passes for 50 yards. The Panthers only generated 189 total yards, and the defense gave up 354 yards. They only had 8 first downs to 24 for the Ravens. Defensively, Carolina was able to force 2 Baltimore turnovers. However, they still had trouble slowing the Baltimore offensive attack. Leading the way for the Panthers defense was Josh Bynes, 9 tackles, Clay Johnston, 8 tackles, and Sean Chandler, 6 tackles. The Steelers are 10-3 Austrian shillings in their last 13 games as a road underdog and 23-8-2 Austrian shillings in their last 33 games as an underdog. The Panthers are 1-5 Austrian shillings in their last 6 games as a favorite and 0-5 Austrian shillings in their last 5 games as a home favorite. The third game of the preseason is typically the one where teams play their starters the most. This year is different because the third game is the last game, but the Panthers and coach Matt Rule are indeed planning to play their starters for a good portion of this game. That means Sam Darnold will start and see the most action he has seen all preseason. That means we'll see more of starting receivers Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, as well as impressive rookies Chuba Hubbard and Terrace Marshall. One player we probably won't see is Christian McCaffrey, who Rule doesn't want to risk losing to an injury before the season starts. My betting advice for that game is to pick under. Wilson went 9 of 11 for 128 yards, including a pair of 18-yard scores to Tyler Kroft. The only Wilson-led drive that didn't result in points came when the Jets opted to punt on 4th and 1 from their own 49-yard line. It was a welcoming sight for Jets fans. Overall, the Eagles have not been sharp so far this preseason. The secondary has allowed more than 250 passing yards to both the Steelers and the Patriots, which was a major concern heading into the season. The Eagles have allowed a combined 59 points to their 2 preseason opponents. The Eagles have also struggled to establish a ground game, as the team has managed less than 85 total rushing yards in each of their losses thus far. Defensive end Carl Lawson ruptured his Achilles tendon, and backup safety Zane Lewis injured his knee in practice, knocking both out for the rest of the season. You can expect the rookie Wilson to be behind center for this matchup, but for how long remains to be seen. Teams typically sit their starters in the final preseason game, but that was with 4 games on the slate. Wilson will almost certainly play the first quarter along with most of New York's defense. My betting advice for that game is to pick over. Quick reminder, you can get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on our partner sportsbook BetUS after you open an account using our link down below and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES when making your deposit. Minnesota Vikings vs Kansas City Chiefs. The Vikings' offense hasn't looked good, and against the Indianapolis Colts, the offense could only score 10 points, and that led to the 12-point defeat. Jake Browning completed 6 of his 15 passes for 82 yards. Kellen Mond completed 6 of his 12 passes for 61 yards. The Kansas City Chiefs have looked extremely impressive so far this preseason as they have won each of their first 2 games, including a 7-point road victory against the Arizona Cardinals last week. In that game, Kansas City's defense was fantastic as it allowed just 10 points, while limiting the opposing offense to just 239 total yards. Now, the Chiefs will be looking to finish the preseason with an undefeated record with their final preseason game up next on Friday. The Minnesota Vikings have not looked good so far during the preseason, and that has caused Mike Zimmer to decide that some starters might play in this game. It wouldn't be shocking if Cousins played a quarter or more in this game. It also might be a chance for Danielle Hunter to play after missing all of last season with an injury. Luckily, Kansas City will be playing at Arrowhead Stadium for the first time this preseason, so it should look extremely comfortable in front of the home crowd. The Vikings need to see some better production out of the offense in this game. Kansas City's offense will be led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who looked okay in the second preseason game. In that game, he completed 10 of his 18 pass attempts for 78 passing yards and 0 touchdowns. However, he also threw 1 interception, so he will have to make smarter decisions with the football moving forward. My betting advice for that game is to pick under. Buffalo Bills vs Green Bay Packers. Over on the Buffalo side, they were outscored 12-3 in the fourth quarter versus the Lions, but still hung on for a tight 16-15 win. Quarterback Davis Webb put up 90 yards and a score on 11 of 16 passing. Marquez Stevenson was the top receiver for the Bills with 3 grabs for 50 yards. Rodgers will not be the only quarterback sitting out this contest. Josh Allen will likely be on the bench as well, as the team is going to protect him heading into the regular season. That leaves Chicago Bears cast-off Mitchell Trubisky as the primary signal caller for this game, and he has looked good so far, completing 20 of 28 passes in Buffalo's 41-15 victory over Trubisky's former team, the Chicago Bears. The Packers are 6-2 Austrian shillings in their last 8 on turf, and the over is 4-0 in their last 4 overall. The over is 4-0 in Green Bay's last 4 as a road underdog and 6-1-1 in their last 8 on turf. There is likely very little concern in Green Bay about a winless preseason, but just 21 points scored by the offense probably does have the Packers faithful a little antsy. It is not expected that quarterback Aaron Rodgers will even play for Green Bay. In fact, he has not and will not throw a pass in the preseason at all. That is the kind of perk you get when you have reached his status. Kurt Benkert threw for 151 yards and a touchdown in the loss to New York last week. Meanwhile, the Bills are 5-1 Austrian shillings in their last 6 as a favorite and 5-1 Austrian shillings in their last 6 on turf. Buffalo is 5-1 Austrian shillings in their last 6 home games and 9-2 Austrian shillings in their last 11 overall. The Bills fared better in the Bears game, beating up Chicago for a 41-15 blowout result. Mitch Trubisky put up 221 yards and a score on 20 of 28 passing against his former team. My betting advice for that game is to pick over. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.